Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to all of you questing for glory, heckin' awesome folks. How y'all doing this morning? I am the RPG Chick, and I am joined by my co-commentator, Woat. How you doing this morning, Woat?
Am doing pretty well. Less sleepy than some folks, more sleepy than others.
That's all good. But we have quite an amazing Mystic Quest randomizer race for y'all this morning. And if you were around for the tournament that we had a little bit earlier, the flag set is going to be a little bit different than what you saw there.
That's one way to put it. Today we are going on a scavenger hunt. I'm sure y'all are used to some form of, hey, go find a bunch of MacGuffins in order to finish the game style randomizer quests if you've watched randomizers before. And today we're doing Mystic Quest's version with Skycoin fragments.
I mean, they're not Doritos, but it's still pretty good. I'll take it.
And they're like cheese slices, like, chunks of a cheese wheel.
Yeah.
They're still food. But yeah, so we are looking for 24 pieces of the Sky Coin to gain access to the final dungeon, and that is literally the only requirement that needs to be met. Needs to be met. There's still a lot that we have to do in order to get there, because there's a lot of boxes we have to open.
Yeah, so once we get these runners started, we'll kind of talk a little bit about how this flag set works, and hopefully we'll give you a nice, entertaining race. So hopefully our runners are ready. So Woat, if you want to do the honors and count them down.
Alrighty, y'all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 1, go! And don't forget to deafen.
So, what we have here is, as we were talking about, is a bit of a scavenger hunt because we're going to be searching for those pieces of the Sky Coin. So usually you would need pieces of, not pieces, but different coins to enter different parts of the focus tower to kind of make your way through the game. But the way that this Mystic Quest randomizer has been designed, it's a little bit more open world. And everything is technically accessible from the start. The only thing that you need to do is to get certain items to progress to different areas.
So, you're going to see a lot of boxes get opened very quickly, and it is very much a blink and you miss it kind of a setup, but the big thing is anything can be anywhere. The runners made absolutely no discrimination on this setup as far as where things can be. So a lot of this is going to be running to find boxes as quickly as they can because that's where the density plays are going to be.
Yeah, so the items in the red chests, of course, will be shuffled around. The items from different NPCs will be shuffled around. The battlefield rewards will also be shuffled, as well as the location of where you find things. So you could have an item battlefield where you would usually have a gold battlefield or an experience battlefield where there's usually an item battlefield and things like that. And in this particular version, we're also including the regular brown boxes where you usually find things like cure potions and heal pots and stuff like that.
And to answer a quick question in chat, they did not update the music with the randomizer. We do have the MSU1 patch running, though, and I believe some of the runners are using a remastered version of the soundtrack.
So the interesting thing about this particular flag set is once our runners have acquired, I believe it's 24 Sky Coin pieces, they can pretty much go directly to the focus tower. Usually you would need a Sky Coin and you'd need a way to get to the Windia area, you need a Dragon Claw, and you would need Mega Grenades to get through Doom Castle. But here we're not going to need any of that because of the fact that we're doing what's called a boss rush flag. So essentially, once you make it past the first floor, which has been modified a little bit to not need the bombs and the Dragon Claw, you're going to basically climb up the stairs of Doom Castle, encountering the 4 bosses, the refights, and then going to right to Dark King.
So, like I said, it's one of those things where we still need a bunch of stuff because we need to get to enough boxes to make it go.
Yeah, there's definitely some things that our runners are probably going to want just for their own sanity. Things like Cure Spell, Life Spell, either White or Flare. Hopefully some decent armor, or maybe like the Charm Necklace, so things that'll be resistant to some of the nastier status effects in the game. But we're also playing on a slight enemy randomization skill as well. So the Dark King might not have the Dark King type things, and another enemy might have maybe Zoo type things. Who the heck knows? So it's fully possible.
I believe safe attack randomization, the Dark King is just completely out of the pool.
Oh,
so
okay. That's
I think
what it
Dark
is.
King remains vanilla. Like, there might be some shuffling among the Dark King phases. I don't know on that front, but we're not going to... Like, Dark King's not going to have non-Dark King attacks, because that would mean something has Dark King attacks.
I'm pretty sure, because I think I tried a flag with this the other day, and Dark King attacks were randomized, but nobody else had Dark King attacks. I think maybe that's what it is.
That would be my guess, just based on how, other randomizers I know that Wildham has worked on tend to do things. But you mentioned how we need good armor before, and I think that the seed has delivered. We have Gaia and Apollo Helm already.
Nice.
So that's going to give us most of a good chunk of our elemental defenses. We still are going to want to hunt down the Aegis Shield for that petrification defense, but we're in pretty good shape on that front.
So all of the glitches, except for one, have pretty much been patched out of this randomizer. The only glitch that still works is the item duplication in the battlefields. Nothing else works anymore, so you cannot cure the Dark King. You cannot underflow, overflow, anything.
So we actually have to fight Dark King legitimately in this randomizer, which, if you've never seen fighting Dark King legitimately, is terrifying.
Luckily, though, our enemy stats are a little bit scaled in this particular randomizer. I believe we're working on a 50 to 150% scaling. So yes, it is possible to have a really, really, really beefy Dark King with 150% stats. However, the nice thing is stats are kind of based per phase, especially with the Dark King. So like maybe one phase has 150% and another phase might only have a 50% scaling spread. So
besides, all Dark King's attacks don't care about his stats. So he's going to hit hard no matter what he rolls. It's just a matter of whether you hit him first.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Now, speaking of hitting things, we did find bombs out of one of these Firebird battlefields, I noticed. And so Hebbings, at least, has said, you know what? I'm not going to go climb a volcano where I can't see anything yet. I'm going to go back to the really easy dungeon with an overpowered ally.
I mean, it's not the worst idea, especially because with the added boxes, Bone Dungeon is not a terribly horrible place to check. It just depends on how lucky you get with finding red chests. So the nice thing is you don't, even though the brown boxes are shuffled into the mix, you don't actually have to search the brown boxes because they're converted to red boxes if they have something of value in them in this version.
And yeah, I do believe that was life on Hebbings' side. So we do have one of the most important safeties in the game. Because the life spell, for folks who are unaware, cures every status ailment and restores you to full health, even if you're not dead.
Yeah, the only time you can't cure status effects with life is outside of battle, but at that point, like, who cares?
We'll find enough heal potions, I'm sure.
Exactly.
But yeah, so other things of note, we did find a sun coin up on the volcano. So that is going to give us access to the Windia area. Not that we can pick up one of the late game allies out of the Windia area quite yet, though with these runners going ahead and hitting up the mines, Well, no, we can't. We don't have a claw yet. Once we have a claw, we'll be able to upgrade Reuben. But as an aside, so the way that you upgrade your there's Mega Grenades, so that helps. So the way that you upgrade your allies in the randomizer is once you have gone to the location where in the vanilla game they give you something, you can go find them at a different location and basically trade them out. You have to do a little bit of shuffling around to not have them in your party so that they're at the place they need to be. But long story short, we do need to actually recruit each ally's first form and go do their mini side quest in order to be able to pick up their second form. That's the important part.
Yeah, and for some of our partners like Kaylee, we do need specific items for her. So the same way that we get that tree wither at the beginning of the game, you have to have that tree wither for Kaylee 1, and you have to have the elixir for Kaylee 2.
Yeah, now we did find the elixir up on Volcano, I think, so we have half the equation. The question is just where that tree wither is going to be, because then we have everything we need to pick up Kaylee 2, and Kaylee 2 is a very strong ally. So, but Reuben is good enough to get you through like 75% of the game, even like Reuben 1.
Yeah, then I mean the nice thing is your partner skills are not shuffled, so you really are kind of guaranteed that anybody that you partner with is going to have at least the life spell at your disposal.
And the ones who don't get anything else still hit hard, so it's not the end of the world. I mean, except Reuben too, but Reuben's fast, so it's kind of okay. All that being said, so kind of looking around, I don't think we've seen that many of the fragments that we're hunting for yet. Like, I think we've seen a couple outside of Lava Dome and Volcano, and I think we found a third one there. So
yeah, not too many yet. I mean, thankfully, this is only set to be 24 Skycoin pieces. I think it goes all the way up to like 40 or 50, but
yeah. So there are 40 Skycoin pieces in the game, I believe, even when you have it set to 24 required. But there's also a lot of boxes that you don't want to go near in this game, because they're in the tree or Pazuzu's tower.
I'd rather find them in Pazuzu's tower than in the tree, to be quite honest, but that's just me.
At least we take most of the mushrooms out of the tree. That counts, right?
I know, but it's still the tree, and it's just a little bit of, oh my gosh, it's the tree, and I hate that tree, and everybody hates that tree.
I hate the tree that much. It's, I acknowledge that it's annoying, but anyway. So there's another Skycoin piece. So, in case you haven't noticed already, these runners clear menus very quickly. So there's a good chance that we're going to miss a lot going through this.
Yeah, but if you ever do play this version of the randomizer and you're like, I don't remember how many Skycoin pieces I have, if you do go into the item menu, it will tell you how many Skycoin pieces you have, so don't worry about that.
The only downside is that these runners never open the item menu, so we are stuck having to guess. But, Oifo found a claw. They're in the Lava Dome, so we can go upgrade to Reuben 2 whenever he feels like it. And that'll do until we can get our hands on Phoebe or Kaylee.
Oh, well, we just found a sand coin, so we can technically upgrade ourselves right to Phoebe 2 if we wanted to.
Is an excellent point. Now, I do know that we have some, some location randomization in the cards, so it may not be that easy in future, but at the moment, yeah, we can go get Phoebe right now.
Having to hunt for your partner sounds interesting and terrifying all at the same time.
Looking forward to it. I don't like when randomizers are incredibly predictable.
Well, I wouldn't say this is incredibly predictable, but especially when Ben is, super low level and just starting out. I don't know how much I'd even want to go into the Alive Forest without at least Tristan.
It's one of those things you can get, we do reduce the enemy density, and shuffle locations around. So, it is very easy to run through a lot of these areas without needing to get into fights. But speaking of areas where fighting can happen, looks like Oipo has taken that claw straight back to the mines, and we're about to get... Oh no, never mind. I got the random Jin enemy confused with the Jin enemy. Never mind, we're still in the Lava Dome, everyone. But speaking of how everyone hates the tree, Artea has decided to go into the tree.
It's like you start to know who your competitors are after a while, so you start to try to pick things that maybe they wouldn't necessarily dive into. But I will say that since he was only checking the bottom floor, that's not so terrible because there's a good amount of brown chests and things to check both in the forest area itself, and there's 4 chests on the bottom floor of the tree. But I don't think anybody has the Dragon Claw yet, so even if they wanted to climb the tree, I don't think they can yet.
Now, the only thing we've seen so far is a Charm Claw out of Lava Dome, where Oipo is, and no one else dug deep enough, it looks like, to get that even, so... But that claw is almost certainly going to be our access to further progression. I'm willing to bet that what we're going to need next is probably in the mine.
Maybe, I don't know, because they did find the sand coin in the volcano, so it's possible that maybe there's something in Aquaria.
Yeah, although a lot of Aquaria you still need the claw or a sword to really do anything about.
Well, they do have the claw, so they can do pretty much everything except for the ice pyramid.
Well, Oipo has the claw. So I guess I should amend. I guess what I'm saying is our progression probably is going to require everyone to go get that claw out of the Lava Dome.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I did misspeak a little bit there, but yeah, I'm feeling like that we're gonna wind up...
Oh man, Artie with all of the scary dives right now.
I mean, like I said, there's not much you can do about this until you are, wielding a Dragon Claw, and we haven't even found a sword yet. We've got Mega Grenades, a Charm Claw, and an Axe, which is not the ideal loadout.
Yeah, but it looks like Heebings picked up his claw, so he's gonna probably explore Lava Dome a little bit further here.
Yeah, I suspect anyone who gets deep enough into Lava Dome to find that claw probably just going to go ahead and finish the job. Ruben 1's good enough, and your Benjamin's going to be accumulating levels, and we do have White and Meteor, in theory.
I mean, the good thing is, at least, is if as you're going through Lava Dome, Ruben 1 and Ruben 2 do have fire resist, so it does make him slightly a safer partner to go through with.
And I believe we also have fire resistance. I can't remember if it's a Gaia armor or Apollo helm that gives fire resistance.
Oh yeah, I think it's the Apollo helm, but I do not remember exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of those 2 pieces of gear, and we have both of them on everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we're guaranteed to have fire resistance in some way, shape, or form.
Giga educating us. Thank you, Giga. So the Moon Helm would normally have the fire resistance.
Yeah, and then Apollo just acquires it because you don't lose resistances when you upgrade.
Thankfully, not in this version of the randomizer, because Because, man, having stuff get overwritten by new pieces of armor, that was horrible.
And I mean, actually, we did also find the Moon Helm in Bone Dungeon, now that I think about it, so no matter what, we have fire resistance. But yeah, so that is one thing for folks who may remember sort of the older Mystic Quest randomizer. The good gear stays. If you find like a weapon that's a worse version of the one you currently have equipped, all you have to do is swap off weapons and you get the good one back.
Yeah, Wildham has done a lot of really amazing programming to make sure that the randomizer is safe to play, basically, and things to keep yourself from soft locking. So, like a warning not to drop down into the center of the ice pyramid without a claw, making sure that you can still bomb that central tile with a mega grenade, because under normal circumstances you wouldn't be able to do that, and a lot of other little things here and there to keep the seeds from soft locking.
And speaking of good weapons, there's our sword. So, yeah, I think all runners are going to have to come through Lava Dome at some point, because that's both a claw and a sword.
Yeah, I think the people who kind of dipped and then ran out are regretting it a little bit, maybe.
Apparently all of our good weapons are here too, because that's the giant axe and Excalibur and like sequential chests just about.
That is definitely the most loaded Lava Dome I have seen in quite a long time.
I mean, Lava Dome does have a lot of boxes, so, if you get lucky...
True enough. But it's more like, usually, I guess by the time you feel like exploring Lava Dome, there's nothing left in it, almost. Lava Dome is also kind of a later game dip for a lot of people, unless it kind of forces them here early like this seat does.
What are you playing that doesn't aggressively force you into Fireburg first thing?
Well, yeah, but still.
I'm just saying, every time I play a seed of this game, it's just like, hey, do you like Fireburg? And I'm like, not really, and it's like, too bad you're going to Fireburg.
The game is trying to make up for all of the speedruns, which have skipped Fireburg over the years.
Very true. And it is funny, because I think we've seen folks like who are familiar with the speedrun come into the randomizer and just have that moment of realization of, oh, I know absolutely nothing about Fireburg. Wow.
It's true. I mean, there's not too many of us that actually run Hundo Percent. So yeah, there's a lot of, even running Hundo Percent, I mean, you don't pick up the brown treasure chests. So knowing where all of the brown chests are is also takes quite a lot of extra effort. Because you have so many random hidden chests and caves past war points and things like that. Especially in the tree area, there's 3 warp tiles for the different crests, and there can be up to, I think it's 4 or 5 chests, brown chests in there too. So they're all over the place.
I think my favorite is the that one brown chest in Bone Dungeon. That's behind, like, you go out the back side of a skeleton.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, because it's just like, when are you ever going to find this if you don't know it's here?
It's true. It's very true. So I think Hebinks is doing our first dive into the Aquaria area.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just doing a little bit of stretching. Yeah, so Hebbink's deciding, you know what, I've gone Phoebe-less too long. Let's do this.
I mean, a lot of folks love Kaylee, But to be completely honest, Phoebe is going to be your hardest hitter with the white spell in her inventory as well as a cure spell. So even though Ruben 2 does get the white spell on his re-entry, he doesn't have the cure spell, and the cure spell is really detrimental for some of the later boss fights.
Yeah. So one thing I didn't have a chance to call out is we did see the Aegis shield here in the lava dome. Was here in the room with the Hydra.
Yeah.
So we do have relatively easy access to that petrification resistance. Downside is Oibo running into some trouble with the Hydra. I didn't see what attacks it had, but apparently that was bad enough that he'd rather walk out of Lava Dome. Holy cow.
Ooh, that's a big oof.
Yeah, chat, did any of you see what happened? Like, how bad was Dual Head Hydra?
Well, the good thing is that even if chat doesn't remember, Artie is on his way there, so we're probably gonna see pretty soon.
Then yeah, we'll get a second chance. I'm gonna pay attention to this one, because wow. In the meantime, though, I did see a Tree Wither pickup on Hebinx's side, so the 2 Kaylee item checks are in play as well, which is nice.
So I think with this particular set of flags, even though the NPCs can have stuff, I believe that it is prioritized. I know it's prioritized for the red chests. And there's one other location that it's prioritized to, and I just closed my window because I'm a doof, but...
I didn't see prioritization on anything.
Oh, maybe
like
I was looking at something else? Oh, it is. I'm just a doof. Never mind. But it is possible to set the flags. It's early for me, Pacific Coast times, but... But it is possible to actually, even though you include everything, it's possible to prioritize where you want to find the largest density of your mandatory items, which is kind of nice.
And we got distracted by that, and I missed what happened on Artea's screen, but Artea is also walking out.
Oh boy.
So Chad is saying that Hydra had Doomerang, which did 300 damage to both of them. Okay, so that was off of Dualahan, and presumably there was more to it than that, but... Yeah, so both of these runners just saying, you know what, I think there's like one box that they didn't get to look at.
Yeah, if it's just one box behind Hydra in a seed where the only mandatory thing is the Skycoin pieces, they're probably fine.
Yeah, about the only thing that could be back there that would be a problem is if it's their Dragon Claw, but even then they should be able to find enough Skycoin fragments without Dragon Claw to be okay.
Hopefully, yes.
Because I think, the only other reason you'd want a Claw is for the magic boost, and I think the Charm Claw gives you the same magic bonus as the Dragon Claw.
I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it does give you a magic boost, so it should be fine.
That should be fine. And if you want to be doing magic damage, you have Phoebe 2 access. It's fine.
Yeah, it like a lot of the times when runners go in at lower levels, sometimes Ben will serve as your triage. Just because Phoebe 2 will do just more damage, period.
Shoutouts to Giga for knowing all of the information. Yeah, so it's +5 magic from any of the claws, so... Strictly speaking, we don't need the Dragon Claw.
Yeah, the only way they would need it is if there was something that they had to get from Pazuzu's Tower, the tree, or from Mount Gale. Ideally, they'll find enough sky coins elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's not really a lot that we're blocked off from at this point. We've got Wake Water. I think there's not...
Pretty much everything is open except for the higher points in those 3 places.
like once we found the sword, that was kind of the last major roadblock in terms of dungeons.
Yeah, the only thing that still blocked off is the couple of chests past the warp in the Gemini cave, and then the back of Spencer's cave where you usually find the Mobius crest. Everything else except for places where they need to access with the claw should be open to them at this point.
So work and stuff. Sorry. Yeah, no, I just suddenly had my brain turn off there for a minute. I apologize.
That's okay. We're good. Your brain turned off. Mine hasn't worked at all this morning, so we're fine.
All right. So yeah. So right now, Hebbinks is the only runner who hasn't found that sword. So, you know, it's one of those things. Ice Pyramid has a lot of boxes. And not having a sword in hand really limits your ability to open boxes.
Yeah, Hebbinks is the only one I think that, aside from Farfalu, because he's making his descent now, but Hebbinks is really the only one that hasn't gone too far down.
So chat's saying that Hebbinks picked up a steel sword somewhere along the way, so that'll do the trick. It's not ideal, but it'll do the trick. Downside, I do not believe Steel Sword gives you the speed bonus the other two swords do. Like, I feel like I've checked this before.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't start until you get to the Night Sword.
Yeah. So.
Mostly because it's the weapon you usually start with, so they're like, we're not going to give you a speed bonus for the weapon you start with. Kind of shenanigans would that be?
I mean, to be fair, it would also be rather, obnoxious to like, oh cool, I got a new weapon, I'm gonna play with this, and then be like, why is everything faster than me now?
I mean, Mystic Quest can be a cruel mistress, but usually not quite that mean.
They were trying to make it accessible, at least. I mean, you know, in spite of all these runners being cowards that don't use the bar meter, they did. Yeah, they gave you a bar meter. You don't have to even understand the numbers.
Wow, whoa, with the hot takes and the bar meter.
It looks nifty, okay?
It looks nifty, but I hate trying to count. Trying to play by game here. I ain't got no time for counting.
Okay, it's Mystic Quest. It's Rocket Tag anyway. Like, your two states are alive. You have three states: alive, able to take a hit, and dead. You're not counting the individual digits to determine whether or not you're in state 2.
Well, I am, because what if I don't want my BB to die during the Dark King fight, and I need to know if I'm under half HP so I could just put her on auto, so she'll just automatically cure me.
You boxes.
But I don't like the boxes.
You look at half the boxes are red or half the boxes are yellow. Alright, I think we're sufficiently stalled for things to actually be happening again instead of everyone retracing their footsteps. Alright. Alright, so I think actually this is a fresh check on Artea's side. I think Hebbinks came down here but didn't actually fight the squid.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. The chances of the squid having a red chest, especially this late in the seed, is pretty low, to be quite honest.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't hate the check, because... Did Artea ever go back to Bone Dungeon?
Oh, good question.
Because that's the thing, is any runner that went back and cleared Bone Dungeon has white. But if you didn't go back to Bone Dungeon, your only wizard spell is Meteor.
Which is not great, only because Meteor is elemental, technically Earth elemental.
Chat's saying that Artea did go back and do Bone, so...
Oh, there are so many chests in Pyramid, and it's kind of interesting that Artea is choosing to go the direct route before checking around on the first floor. But Cure Spell, very nice. But I
That
do
is
suppose he
big.
can explore the first floor on his way out as well. So
Yeah. I mean, it's also one of those things. I'm not sure how many fragments we're up to on any of these runners, because there's a lot of fragments. But it could be that Artea's getting close enough to where, like, there's enough checks on the main route that he may be banking on just finishing up here and then going.
maybe, yeah, because he's without the Dragon Claw, he's pretty much also hit almost the end of what he can check as well.
Just leave the question of where on earth our Dragon Claw is.
I don't know that anybody has really deep dived the pyramid before Artie got here, so it's possible it could be in here.
To be on Ruben's dad. I don't know if anyone actually went back and talked to him.
True. Yeah, the semi-annoying thing about fighting things like squid and the snow crab is that you can't really see if they're holding a red chest or not until you actually defeat them. So I can kind of understand Hebink's noping out and not bothering with it.
No, like that's the thing, is that all the mini bosses, Dullahan, Medusa, Crab, and Squid, have all been modified so that you can't see the item they're guarding until they're dead.
Yeah.
And moved around in a couple of times, in at least Medusa's case. Because, yeah, normally there is that chest with, I believe it's heal, right below the crab, and that's been moved to only spawn once crab is dead.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so that if watching this has got you thinking, I want to try this randomizer out, mqrando.net is the place to look, and yeah, there are some modifications made like that to make it so that you can't just casually stroll in, see that you don't want anything, and leave. And that was a lot of red boxes in the Noble Armor room.
Oh yeah, my assumption is that Artie's gonna make his way down to the ice golem to see if he's got a red chest, and then make his way slowly but surely out of the ice pyramid.
And that's 2 red boxes in that room, so this might be go mode. We've seen a lot of sky fragments here in the Ice Pyramid. Because, yeah, as we mentioned at the top, we don't actually need the Dragon Claw to progress in the final dungeon. The flag they're using for the final dungeon does not require the Dragon Claw or a sword or bombs for progression. You can just go in as soon as you have all of the Sky Coin fragments that you need. But we'll see here in a moment if Artea has all of the fragments. Because, okay, I don't think he does because he's still moving toward this red box. You know, it's funny, RPG chick. You know, when you actually need the captain's captain, the Thunder Rock, they're just in the worst places. But you get a seed like this, where they're not required. What was that?
Sorry, I had an itty bitty kitty step on my power button.
Oh, there's the Dragon Claw. I missed that. I think I saw Farfelu also open that box, and I just missed that that was a Dragon Claw. So we do have a Dragon Claw if you go exploring Ice Pyramid enough. But yeah, no. Being distracted by kitties is 100% acceptable under all circumstances, especially itty bitty ones.
Oh, kitties.
Yeah, so let's see where Artea goes from here, because that'll tell us a lot about the state of the crest hunt. Or not crest hunt, fragment hunt, but Artea may be making the quick jump to Windia using these crests.
Would be interesting to see. Oh, there's the Thunder Rock, so we do have access to the back of Spencer's cave as well.
Yeah, that was saying, well, you were distracted by kitties, was that, was that, you know, in a normal seed where you need those things, you can't ever find them, but, then you get a seed like this where you don't need them, and they're both in really easy to get places. Like, the cap was, think, like, in a battleground at the beginning of the game, and then Thunder Rock is in a pretty accessible chest and Ice Pyramid that you're gonna go look at.
Oh, yeah. It's like 90% of the time, even if you have a fast seed, you end up looking for something that can be basically anywhere, like the Captain's Cap, the Mobius Crest, or even worse, the Sky Coin.
Sorry, folks have been noticing the randomized palette on Benjamin and speculate that maybe this is Final Fantasy IV the before years. And I wanted that saved in the VOD of this.
I mean, that's a pretty good thing to save. I definitely am amenable to this being in the VOD.
So Artea's still looking for stuff, so I have to assume that we do not have enough fragments yet on Artea's side. But what we are probably going to see, unless that was our 24th fragment, is a conversation with Ruben's dad. That will probably result in an Energizer.
Well, if we do have 24 fragments, then we legit don't need anything else.
Well, the fact that we're still looking for boxes means we haven't hit that threshold yet. Like, that is a nice thing. Even if we don't know quite how many fragments a given runner has, we'll figure it out very quickly when they do hit the threshold.
True.
And shoutouts to Dracon in chat for spotting that Farfelu is up to 22. So, yeah, we should see at least one of these runners getting into Doomcastle here soon. Which should be interesting. Like RPG Chicks said at the beginning, we do have Boss Rush Doomcastle, so we only need to deal with the 4 bosses and then Dark King.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about this particular flag set is even, like, you could potentially... I don't know if actually you can make it so that you also need the Dragon Claw and the Mega Grenades to get through Doomcastle, so like a regular Doomcastle along with the Skycoin hunt. But that would be very interesting to have not only the Skycoin collection, but also mandatory Dragon Claw and Mega Grenades.
Giga being spotting that Hebbings is up to 19.
People have better eyes than I do, because they can spot this a heck of a lot faster.
Well, I think it's one of those things, is the only 2 runners that have opened their item menu to do something. Like, Sky Fragment off of Ruben's dad, nice!
Oh.
And I barely missed spotting that, but I'm sure chat has seen what Artea has, so I'm sure someone will say something.
Well, Farfelu is making that climb up Pazuzu's tower, although Farfelu hasn't gotten the Dragon Claw yet, right?
First one, I think, who picked up that Dragon Claw.
Okay. So he'll be able to make his way down the right-hand side of the tower, basically. He doesn't have to fight Pazuzu, because I'm pretty sure that was a brown chest back there, but he will be able to make his way down and check all the chests on the different floors.
So, a question, chat: is there Pazuzu RNG in these seeds? And I believe the answer is still yes.
Yeah, that has not been patched out or anything. It's Pazuzu is what Pazuzu always is.
What's been changed is there is a flag that is on, I believe, that will remove all of the encounters on the staircases in Pazuzu's tower.
Yeah, it's kind of like a kinder dungeon type seed to make it so that you're not impeded so much.
Yeah. Yeah, it also removes mushrooms from the tree and adds a couple of shortcuts on the first floor here in Ice Pyramid. So it makes things a little less painful.
And it looks like Artie is making his way back to the base of Doom Castle, so he is probably in go mode and is getting ready to do stuff. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not.
So someone was saying they thought that Artea had save scummed out of the back of Bone Dungeon. So I'm wondering if that's... So Artea may have reset out of that white, thinking, I might find Flare and I don't feel like walking back out. But having not found Flare... and also would have missed out on... Okay, no, so Artea just coming back for life and committing to, Phoebe is my weapons platform. Benjamin is just here to heal her.
Basically, yeah. I mean, he's still going to be able to get in some attacks with the white spell regardless. It'll do about 1,300 damage instead of Phoebe's 1,900 damage, but it's still good damage, yeah.
Well, he doesn't have the white spell. That was behind...
that was behind the bone. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so... so so what chat's saying is, or what someone was saying is, he peaked Bone Dungeon and then save scummed out when he saw there wasn't progression. But then went back in for the life spell, but didn't go all the way in for white. So this is Phoebe time.
Oh, okay. Yep. Then Ben is purely triage at this point.
Yeah. Which... Oh! Artea doesn't have the Aegis Shield.
Oh.
I don't think. Or Giga... It's not marked, so I don't think Artea... No, Artea did go into that room, but it was out of the way. Artea may have missed that box, but... Well, we'll see if Benjamin gets turned to stone, whether or not Artea picked up the Aegis Shield somewhere along the line.
Well, that's going to depend on Dark King flags. Maybe Dark King will not have some super awful Dark King attacks.
I mean, I think Dark King still will wind up with a petrification ability.
Maybe not. We'll see. I can try to hope for the best for some of our unfortunate low-level runners.
Yeah, but while we were talking about Artea's moves, Farfelu and Hebbings have caught up, basically. Farfelu a little bit behind, Hebbings in the same fight, and the big difference, though, is I believe both Farfelu and Hebbings kept that white spell on Benjamin. And their Benjamins are also a little bit sturdier. So, this could get interesting.
Where is Hebbings going?
I don't know.
Oh, I think he was just checking maybe the lower right-hand corner. No,
he was fighting. He was fighting the ice golem.
Yeah,
or the stone golem.
I'm wondering where he's headed to.
He may not have the seeds that he wanted. Maybe.
No.
I am deeply confused by this chain of events.
I'm confused as well, because he definitely had enough sky coins to open up the door.
Checked something in a live forest and reset out? Maybe? We'll keep an eye in the corner on that.
Yeah, maybe he's looking for some better equipment, although they're pretty well stacked, except for...
Oh, no. Hebbings is the one runner, I think, who didn't go all the way in Lava Dome, for sure.
He often doesn't, to be quite honest.
Yeah, so it's what... I don't know. There's a lot happening, and most of it involves Stone Golem punching the crap out of everyone, but Artea manages to get through, and we are on to Twin Head Wyvern.
We're definitely going to have to remember to ask Hibbings what he's doing. Because now I'm very curious.
Yeah, because he's not looking for sky fragments.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he reset out of white.
Hmm.
Oh! Actually, wait. If he didn't go into Bone Dungeon and get the life spell...
No, I'm pretty sure Hibbings was the first one that dived Bone Dungeon, so I'm pretty sure he has, he has life in white.
Yeah. Yeah, so he could be looking for Dark King protection. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just kind of surprised, I guess.
Oh, whatever he's looking for, he's desperate, though. He's climbing Giant Tree.
Yeah, that's definitely desperation.
But hey, at least we get to finally show off the fact that, hey, remember all the awful mushroom rooms? We fixed that. And by we, I mean Wild Ham.
Yeah.
Alright, so meanwhile, Twin Head Wyvern putting up at least something vaguely resembling a fight. And I believe that the bosses are not exempted from shuffle, so anything could be on here.
Yeah, he definitely seems to be trying to hit with a doom spell, which is never fun.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yep. There goes another doom spell. So our Twin Head Wyvern with some doom magic, and already goes down because of that doom magic. That's a big oof for any one of these bosses to have doom spells, especially because many of us have had many run-ins with Zoo's Doom Dance.
So one comment in chat, Eridimus X, I believe, is how you'd say that. I can see Hibbings wanting exit, because you can use exit on Stone Golem. So Hibbings may be thinking, I will spend more time banging my head against this beef tank of a rock man than I am going to lose climbing the tree trying to find the exit spell. But hey, there's that mask that I'm sure everyone who was climbing Volcano at the beginning of the seed would have liked. You know, just on the other side of the world.
Speaking of useless things.
Aw. Don't be mean to Benjamin.
Hey, Oipo went and saved Norma, so, you know, we've beaten the game. Credits, roll credits.
Yeah, I believe Oipo is adamantly on hashtag Team Norma. But, anyway, Artea finally managing to punch through the Wyvern here. Farfelu still chipping away, but making good time, it looks like.
Farfelu picked up Flare. Where the heck did he get it?
Don't know? The seed is madness!
It is, because he is probably the only one that picked up Flare. I don't think I've seen anybody else with it.
Like, I'm trying to think of the places that Farfelu went. I mean, honestly, Cool Blue... Okay, Flare was on floor 1 of Pazuzu's tower. Thank you, Artemis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because none of us are paying attention to Pazuzu's tower. Why would we pay attention to Pazuzu's tower? We don't want to pay attention to Pazuzu's tower when we're playing the game.
Pretty much accurate, yeah. Yeah, that is one of the nice things about this game, whether it's the randomizer or the speed run, is that ability to just restart fights. Of course, if you're a doof and don't at least save sometimes, and you run up against bosses that are a little out of your league at the moment, then you have to restart the whole thing. But Or just get lucky.
The bright side is, in spite of this being a boss rush Doom Castle, we are getting to see Doom Castle be very rude to our runners. I'm not sure they'd agree it's a bright side, but it is a bright side.
I mean, it's good for us. It's more entertaining. So, oh wow, Zoo with Doom also. This is really bad that two of these bosses have a Doom spell.
Hebbinks' decision to go do a different dungeon may come in handy because he's also getting levels on Benjamin.
This is true, but levels will not save him against the Doom spell. So.
Right, but levels mean that he's going to be able to put out more damage with Benjamin. And the less rounds that you're in the fight, the less opportunities to cast Doom spell you see.
I'm just waiting for something utterly and completely horrible to be in the Gidralock chest here.
I mean, it's gonna be Quake. We haven't seen Quake yet. It can be in red boxes. It's gonna be Quake.
Oipo must be pretty close to Gomo because most of our runners had their 24 fragments when they left Pazuzu's tower, so he must be getting pretty close.
Well, there was Arrow, so I didn't actually see what was in the box. I was looking away.
Yeah. You said there's Arrow, and that's where I looked, and that was it. I was done. Oh, another fragment? Okay, yeah. So, I mean, it's not Quake useless, but it's still pretty useless at this point. Oh, poor Hebbinks.
I mean, at least we now know your opinion on Quake, that a literally superfluous item is technically more useful in your estimation than Quake.
I mean, it is. So. There are no hot takes there. It is just useless.
But on the bright side, Hebbinks is probably about to hit level 20 on Benjamin. Meanwhile, though, Za is not going gentle into that good night.
I mean, the only saving grace here is that they do have the life spell, so it does help a little bit. But if Za does decide to do just 2 Dooms in a row, then that's it, you're kind of done. Such bad RNG. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for our runners right now.
Yeah, like, did Hebbinks never find... Hebbinks never found the Mega Grenades. Or no, he did find the Mega Grenades because he made the ship sail. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
ignore me. No, he didn't use Wake Water. That I was getting my wires crossed. There was a thing that he didn't do. Yeah.
Well, if he ends up going for all the way down to back to the first floor, he'll get Flare. I guess that's a good thing.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, right now, the way that Za is working, like, it looks like Farfelu is going to get through this.
Yeah, Flare might be the key here, so if Hebbinks goes to pick it up, he'll hopefully have a slightly easier time. But Za is really just like doom.
This is not the circumstances you want to be in on Farfelu's side there with a dead Phoebe, but it looks like Benjamin with the sword on hand outspeeds Za, which is convenient.
Yeah, I think he also got lucky because it was a Psych Shield turn, so... Oh, finally, he got Za down. Yes, Farfelu!
Farfelu pulling ahead of Artea. Going to be our first runner, it looks like, into Doom Castle. I don't know if we can swap audio off onto that, but we are coming up on one of the best boss fight themes in SNES history. So let's let Phase 1 speak for itself. That was a beefy Phase 1.
Yeah, it was. And I'm amused. Because even though the cure glitch doesn't work anymore, him phasing himself over on a drain attack was really fun.
I do enjoy how Phoebe's drain resistance just basically makes drain a landmine.
Yeah, it's great. It's heckin' great. And we're already on Phase 3. That was a paper thin Phase 2, but we still got 2 phases to go. Well,
okay, no, we have one phase to go. That was a paper. Okay,
we have no
never
phases
mind.
to go.
Farfalu's done.
GG to Farfalu. Holy, oh my gosh, that was wow.
Well, oh, we even get the Black Lake.
I love the Black Lake. Black Lake is great.
Yeah, where you used Wake Water, but you didn't quite fix all of the problems.
It's fine. It's like FF5. We're just sailing the void. And unfortunately, poor Artie is still stuck in the zoo fight. Hibinks is still going through the tower, so I'm also confused. And Oipo is in the forest. So
presumably, Oipo's trying to finish out the fragment hunt, because I can't imagine there's any other reason to be here.
I'm pretty sure Oipo has enough fragments for go mode at this point. But maybe I'm mistaken.
Maybe this is another I would really like to have exit situation.
Maybe. But Oipo hasn't even gotten to the golem, the stone golem fight there. I can brains my words there.
Because yeah, Oipo definitely has the dragon claw, so he's not he hasn't gotten his wires crossed, so I'm not sure what he's hunting for. Okay, Giga confirming that Oipo did see the bosses, so it may be a similar situation to Hibinks of, I don't trust I can muscle through this, I'm going to go find the thing what instant kills it, but...
Yeah, the good thing is where Artie has finally made it through Zeus, so he's gonna get his Dark King fight now, and just like with Farfalu, it should be pretty quick, even with only Phoebe doing the major damage here.
Yeah, and with a lower level Benjamin, there could also be some speed issues at play, but it looks like Benjamin is quick enough.
Yeah, he lucked out because the Dark King didn't actually use Drain on Ben. He only used Drain on Phoebe, which just did himself in.
Yeah. But we are now in Dark King violencing hours. You know, actually, chat's kind of been talking about it. I think that the drain flip phase thing messed up Dark King on Farfalu's side.
It might have, yeah. It might have been why we had such a short phase 2 where Artie has such a long one.
Yeah, or why we didn't see any of phase 3 or 4.
Possibly, yeah.
So, that is definitely something that we're going to want to bring up a while later.
Yeah.
Because yeah, no, this is different. This is very different. Also, hi Farfelu, GG.
Hi, thanks, Gigi. I just joined. I saw you were talking about Dark King. I'm not sure what happened into mine. It might have something to do with the 32,000 drain he did.
Yeah, that's the only thing we can figure is that because maybe there's still something of a glitch still in there that doesn't quite work the same way. It phased him over a lot quicker.
Yeah, my guess would be it works the same as the HP on the flow, which is supposed to be patched, but maybe the game did not expect DK to drain.
Yeah, that has to be my guess, is that, like, the circumstances, because of the attack randomization, maybe messed up with something, but I mean, hey, we got it on VOD, so, you know, that's something for Wildham to review later.
Yeah, and by the way, I'll take that free DK, because Doom Castle was pretty hard with all those Doom powder.
Honestly, since you were at the point of going into the first look of Boss Rush, you were the only one to go in with Flare, and considering how nasty Zoo in particular was, I think that kind of saved you.
Yeah, probably, and I had a lot of trouble too with Wyvern, the other one just before. So,
yeah, Wyvern and Zoo both having a Doom spell was really nasty.
Taya got into Doom Castle a couple of minutes, well, like probably what, a minute, 2 minutes ahead of Farfelu?
Yeah.
Is that right to you, RPG chick?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just you had the extra firepower and a little bit extra experience. So you were kind of able to get through fights that Artea had a little more difficulty against. Just that little bit quicker, and that got you into Dark King. And I think even if you hadn't had that weird glitch happen, I think you still probably would have pulled this one out, just because that flare is huge, and Artea doesn't even have white on his Benjamin. He went into Bone Dungeon and just got the life and went and bailed.
Oof, okay, yeah, that's hard without both spells. Also, I wasn't feeling pretty good with that first claw, which I almost last located. I'm curious about how the others went with that.
Go ahead.
A lot of the others also took a bit to pick up the claw, except for, I think Oipo was the first one to pick up the claw.
Yeah, Oipo was the first one to find that Charm Claw, because all of you kind of avoided, whatchamacallit, kind of all avoided going into Lava Dome for as long as you could.
Oipo was there without claw or exit.
Yeah, Oipo was the first one to make that play, so we knew the claw was there for a while, and then all of you kind of slowly figured it out. I think you were the first one, though, to actually, like, get the Dragon Claw out of Ice Pyramid.
Well, that's nice, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, actually those claw were useful to get flare, but I think that's the only use I needed for that, because we have the Doom Castle shortcut on. You don't really need the Dragon Claw, but yeah, Flare was behind those claws.
Yeah, because it was all the way on the bottom floor of Zuzu's tower on the other side, sure.
Yeah, and it is looking like, yeah, we had the quick drain again.
Yep, because that's a GG for Artie after he wiped the first time.
Yeah. So
I'm just really curious what P-Binks and Oipo are doing.
They have to be hunting for exit. That's the only thing I can imagine, is they both hit that stone golem and said, nope.
Yeah, but, I mean, it should be a little bit easier with the flare spell. It's not, of course, super easy, but...
Well, if I remember correctly, Golem was dealing about 1,000 or 1,200 with their Blizzard spells, so yeah, they might be looking for exits. I was pretty lucky to... Actually, I would never had exit if I was not looking for Claw.
Fair enough.
I am deeply confused about what Hemmings is doing at this point. Because he just traded over to Ruben.
Yeah, I'm pretty confused myself.
Looking for Ruben's dad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's looking for exit.
But Ruben's dad was in the bed.
Oh, maybe
really?
he's checking
He walked
Ruben's...
over and talked to Ruben's dad.
So he's
Which is-
probably checking for Ruben's item then.
Okay, so he just didn't bring Ruben to check Ruben's dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, because
I forgot you can do that.
Yeah, you can kill Jin with Phoebe or anyone else.
Yeah, and then just use the mega grenades and then just not actually check Ruben's item.
Yeah, that's basically all that happened. I'm still confused though, but
I mean, we put in an estimate of an hour and a half, and these two runners are doing their level best.
this is true.
Also, I see
the
that
extra
Artea-
levels will also be really nice though, like you said before, so it's not completely useless.
Yeah, see Artea's undeafened. So Artea, if you want to unmute at any time, feel free to jump in.
Alright, thanks for having me.
Yeah, that boss rush was something else.
Well, today I learned that Doom Powder has like 99% chance of working. Good to know.
Yeah, so that glitch that you saw on Dark King the second go round,
Yeah, I
Farfelu
didn't
saw
deserve that. I didn't
Well,
deserve that
Farfelu-
DK when.
Farfelu got it on their first try.
Oh.
Yeah, no, like it's apparently just we've got video documentation to go with it now, so it's something that we can tell Wildham about. So hey, we even got an obligatory marathon. That's never happened before.
To be fair, though, I knew that could happen, and at the first, at my first DK kill, when I wiped before I wiped the first time, I saw that he drained Phoebe, so I could have thought about it and just try and not deal any damage until he drained on Ben and hoping for it if he was a bulky one. But at the same time, it's kind of a long shot. I didn't know he was that bulky at that time.
Yeah, after watching what happened with Farfelu, because we weren't sure what happened at first, we were really surprised to see just how tanky he was on your side of things, Artea.
Yeah, he was.
So, obviously there's a lot happening, so we weren't clear on exactly what everyone did and didn't see, but you did know about the white in Bone Dungeon, right?
Yep, I reset out and I shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's what my question was going to be. Was there a reason that you kind of didn't decide to take that with you? Were you hoping you were going to find Flare along the line, or?
There are two things that I kinda forget. First is that life was in Bone Dungeon, but at the first check that I had not checked at that point, when I finished Skull Rush, I noticed that the only thing except life that I had gotten was Moonhelm, and I, just to be sure, I double checked, but I had already Apollo Helm. That was one of the first checks. So that was not necessary, and white is good, but while it's good, doing all of the run back from Bone Dungeon when you don't have exit is quite a while. So I was betting on the fact that stuff would be not bulky enough and that Phoebe would do the trick. Unfortunately, that did not work, and on top of it, I had forgotten that life was in Bone Dungeon, so I had to do a double dip before Doom Castle to go back and get life. So I really shouldn't have reset out of that. It was not a good idea.
Those things, you still were well ahead of the curve. You were the first runner to get into Doom Castle.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, now you probably had about a minute's edge on Farfelu and Hebbings, and then Hebbings ran into the beef gate that is Stone Golem here, and just now found exit and has gone back in for the fray. It looks like
so
Oipo.
he decided to go for exit for Golem. Yeah, I almost went for that as well, but the thing is, I saw that Golem was kind of peppery. He did not have a lot of life, a lot of HP, so with some good RNG and how peppery he was, I was betting on the fact that I could probably go through it.
Yeah, and Farfelu chiming in chat to point out that Hebbings is about to find out that the last two bosses are just as bad, and you can't instant kill them. But yeah, so so now we've got. I believe Oipo also just picked up life or exit, so we should see both of these runners getting to Dark King soon, and I hope we get to see both of them also accidentally drain glitch him.
I mean, it would be easier for them for sure, considering just how beefy that Dark King is.
But they also have like 4 more levels on their Benjamin than either one of you had, and I think they both picked up the Flare and Pazuzus.
Yeah, they both did, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be as awful, but it's still beefy.
Also, Artea,
Was
the
Flare-
Flare was floor 1 at Pazuzu.
Okay, so you had to go all around. It was the check that I saw on floor
Yeah.
1, and I was like, maybe, but maybe not. Probably not, actually.
Yeah. So we've gotten to see all of the dungeons in this game now. Because Oipo and Hebbings did everything in Windia trying to find exit. Poor Hebbings even went and killed Ghidra. For a sky fragment.
So there was a red chest behind Ghidra.
Yeah, there was.
It was a sky fragment. It was unpleasant. Hebbings made it through Twin Head Wyvern and is into Zuh and is immediately getting trucked.
Did he get Wyvern first try? I think he did.
I think he did.
Yeah,
Wow.
he got very lucky.
I'm gonna point out that he was level 21 going into that fight and is level 22 here. Like, y'all realize that you are not exactly rocking the sturdiest Benjamin on the planet, right?
Doom Powder does not care about your level.
It's very true.
It's about being able to dish out punishment quickly. You're less likely to get doomed if the thing is dead.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop the Wyvern or Zoo from just doom one right after the other before you get a chance to recover.
For Hebbing, seeing as he got through it in 1 and the two of you who weren't over leveled didn't. So clearly there was something to the leveling. I'm just saying, and it's looking like he might get through Zuh in 1 shot, knock on wood. But yeah, so Oipo gonna get this exit spell here. I forgot that exit was on Medusa, but not Dullahan. Okay, so Giga calling out that Heb has already died once to Zuh, but only once. So
Doesn't count. It wasn't. I think it was under than 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's one of those instant deaths where Zuh is just like doom, okay, bye.
But speaking of Doom, here's Dark King again. So let's see if Hebbings has to legitimately defeat Dark King, or if he's also going to wind up glitching it out.
He might not, if only for the fact that with Flare, he is going to get through the phases faster. And Dark King only seems to be draining Phoebe, so...
So Oipo also heading back to deal with Stone Golem the old-fashioned way by cheating.
Wow. I expect to see you do Stone Golem legit every single time now, Woat.
See, here's the trick, RPG chick. I don't ever run the game, so I don't have to put my money where my mouth is. There's a method to my madness.
Wow. I see how it is.
We do see some confusion coming out on Hebinks' side against Phoebe, but it should be fine. Nothing bad ever happens when your hard-hitting character gets confused.
I mean, he got lucky. She actually used white on Dark King while she was confused, so yeah.
We are into Phase 3 now, which we didn't actually get to see much of. Like, Artea... Phase 3 did something nasty to you, I thought.
Yeah, I don't remember. He had a paralysis, that's what killed me. What else? Because he managed to kill Phoebe, I think he crit on like
Yeah.
pretty much like that.
Yeah, okay.
And since my band was paralyzed, or he paralyzed Ben immediately after, and there was no way he could resist.
So you didn't see
And that's not
the...
applicable.
So did you not see the Aegis Shield in Lava Dome?
Where was it?
Hydra's room. It was in that bottom right-hand check.
Oh, right. Under those flags, I never go into Hydra's room. Because you have to go and open the door, and
Okay.
I wouldn't say that more often than not you will just not kill Hydra anyway, but it's kinda the case, and there's the cutscene, and...
Yeah,
So,
it was one
yeah.
of those. It was one of those things. Like a couple of our runners did go all the way to Hydra, and then just left. Like
In
I think.
fact, almost everybody did except for Artie, and I don't think Hebinks fought Hydra at the early point, did he?
No, Hebinks never went. Hebinks, I don't think went to Hydra either. Come to think of it, I think Oipo might have been the one who fought Hydra, and then was like, you know what? No, I'm leaving.
To be fair, when you don't have neither exit nor claws, and you have already the door opened, it might be faster to just kill Hydra. I was
Well, it
just
wasn't-
betting a lot on having the claws before I was reaching Hydra, so I could leave kind of early. And then I just noticed that the claws were the other side of the lava dome, and it was sad.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it wasn't faster to go through Hydra today. Hydra was also nasty. I don't remember exactly what he had, but yeah. So Hebinks, you can go ahead and unmute if you want. But you might be up and getting.
Hello,
There you
hello.
are. Congratulations, you're the legitimate winner of this seed.
Oh, what? What happened?
So
I-
it turns out that if Dark King drains Benjamin, it triggers the cure glitch.
What?
Yeah.
You guys had it easy? I'm over here playing the hard way?
Valvela got it first try, Artea got it second try, and then you cleared Dark King on your first attempt without seeing the glitch.
Nope. He hit Phoebe both times.
Yeah, so on the bright side, we get we've generated a bug report.
Word. Always
But,
love those. Wild Ham's gonna have a field day with that one.
So yeah, Farfela was the first one to finish, but you're the first one to finish legitimately, so co-champions.
Woo! I'll take it.
Yeah. Oipo,
Yeah, we were so confused at first when you ended up noping out after trying to deal with Stone Golem. We're like, what is he doing?
Oh yeah, I didn't have exit. I dipped on Dusa and I was like, I need to find this.
did you just, like, when you found Flare later, were you not like, I can probably just punch my way through Stone Golem at this point?
He resists fire. And at that point, it was me weighing my options of finding exit quickly or going in the full triage and probably taking like a 10-minute fight. So I was like, maybe I'll find exit quickly. Like, maybe I'll get lucky. Didn't get lucky, but that's rando. Rando's gonna rando.
Well, you and Oipo both went that route, and it actually made, like, the back end of the game far more manageable, just having the extra levels.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like none of the bosses pulled their punches. Like I thought that we might shuffle into some like lower end bosses that you just kind of go through like paper. Nope, they all had pretty nasty attack sets. They all had chunky health bars. It was a proper fight.
Yeah, you got pretty lucky too with Zoo's doom spells, so there's that also.
Hey, I'll take a legit win and being pretty lucky.
But, so... yeah, we'll stick with Oipo at least through the first, because he should be able to get through Zuh here pretty quick, and we should be able to at least see Oipo make one attack on Dark King before we should probably plan to hand things off. But, it does look like Oipo also in pretty good position to get through this pretty quick.
He might get the Cure Gouge, in which case he'll come in right at Esteban.
Yeah, I think Oipo went back in and kind of gave up on finding the exit spell because I don't think he found it. Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. He fought Medusa and immediately exited out.
Oh, okay.
Like it was quick.
Oh, I missed it completely then.
Medusa didn't stand a chance at that point.
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah. Zuh, on the other hand, apparently just decided to be a very evasive bird today.
I mean, Zuh is generally a jerk, so he's just living up to his reputation.
Let's see if he gets the glitch. I'm excited. I didn't get to see this.
Well, if you don't see it with Oipo, definitely go back and rewatch the VOD because it was pretty interesting to watch it happen on Farfaloo's stream.
Yeah, no, like, we legitimately didn't realize Dark King was a problem because I don't think either RPGC or I noticed what had happened the first go-round.
Oh yeah, no, he was pretty nasty to me.
Yeah, no, we got to see that on you and Artea's screens.
First one hit Phoebe.
Mm-hmm.
All in all, it's not a horrible set of Dark King abilities. Nope. He also hit Phoebe both times there.
Bummer.
Yeah, just to address the question, Chad, about the music Oipo's using, I'm not entirely sure what soundtrack it is, but there are several MSU1 packs that have been set up for use with the randomizer. So there are a couple of non-Mystic Quest soundtracks that you have the option of substituting in through that MSU1 patch, as well as the actual MSU1 for the for Mystic Quest. So.
Yeah, the remastered Mystic Quest music is really good though.
But yeah, and I think Oipo is responsible for a couple of them, so that might be why he's opting for it.
Yep. But yeah, with Oipo having the flare spell, even without glitching out Dark King, this should be a pretty straightforward rest of this fight.
Yeah, I'm saying I think that like there are some packs that have been explicitly like curated and set up so that you don't have to do any extra work. You just plop them in and it plays thematically appropriate music. But yeah, so well, yeah, like you were saying, the RPG, we're through the worst of it.
Fun fact about the randomizer: Wild Ham has made it to where if you regenerate a seed, it's already patched. So if you like MSU1 sound patches and you generate a Mystic Quest rando seed, it'll patch it for you automatically.
Very nice. Yeah, Wild Ham has done
Either.
So heckin' much work.
Oh yeah. There's some great stuff in the pipeline. Like I said earlier, we've got entrance rando on the way.
That's been wild, the beta testing. It's like I spawn in the world, there's a volcano on a rope bridge, there's a skull that I'm standing on. It's like, I don't remember this being here.
I'm looking forward to seeds where it's not get Phoebe, just immediately plan to go win the game because you don't know where Windia is.
I mean,
or at Wintry Cave.
Anybody is honestly fine for that Dark King fight except for Tristan. So I'm fine.
Still maintain that there is a possibility of winning with Tristram if you have a strong enough Benjamin.
Yeah, no, for sure. You can totally win with Tristram. It's just, I wouldn't want to do it. I would go out of my way to hunt for somebody else.
Or if you're running a self-destruct seed, it makes a great meat shield in self-destruct seed.
Or a good pick Benjamin up before Dark King explodes on his face character. But there is the kill for Dark King Phase 4, and we can probably afford to say hi to Oipo real quick before handing things off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Oipo, if you want to unmute real quick so we can get a few words with you.
Sure. Oh, I'm the last one, huh?
Well, you're technically second place because both Artea and Farfelu got a glitch on Dark King where he basically cure spelled himself with that drain on Benjamin.
No.
You and Hebbings managed to miss it because Dark King went for Phoebe both times. But
we got lucky, huh? Wow.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. In the any percent category, for Farfelu, Artea, Hebbings, you. In the glitchless category, it's you and it's Hebbings and then you. So, but you just did not feel like dealing with Stone Golem without Exit today, did you?
Well, I had a practice seat yesterday where I ran into a similar situation, and no matter what I did, I ended up just dying and losing about 10 minutes of my time. So today I was like, I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to go for that exit and deal with it later. But when I finally beat him, I was like, well, I probably could have done this without exit, but you know.
Well, the extra levels you picked up looking for exit made the last 3 fights far more tolerable.
It's true.
Compared to what we saw Farfelu and Artea deal with. Because they managed to just brute force their way through. But, yeah, so we got to see some fun stuff. You got to show off. What soundtrack were you using?
This is an MSU pack I made from the PC Engine version of Lords of Thunder, which is basically just non-stop shred fest. So
yeah, if anyone wants to like check out that pack, I think you posted it in the Discord. So ffmqrando.net, there's a link to our Discord. If you want to go check that out, then it's there. One
can also find it on the Zeldix MSU pack website.
Yes, Oipo, but I'm trying to trick them into joining our community.
Well, do not listen to a word I say. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, the man's babbling nonsense.
One of us.
But with all that being said, we should probably go ahead and clear out so that folks can move on to the next thing on the schedule, which I did not have the presence of mind to pull up in advance. Oh, no, I do have it pulled up. We are going to be moving on to Dragon Quest IV here. Any percent, no save corruptions. That's a nice 5 hours ahead of us. So stick around
DQ
for that.
runs are always interesting and fun to watch, so it's all good. We got actually a full relay of DQ4 to DQ6, as High Spirit says in chat, so it should be pretty interesting.
So stick around, enjoy the show. We'll clear out of here. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah, give our runners a follow if you want. You can give us a follow too if you want. And thank you, Questing for Glory, for having us today.
And thanks to Giga for tracking. We didn't shout that out nearly enough.
Oh my gosh.
You're quite welcome.
All right, catch y'all later. We out.